President Traoré, who has led the struggle to complete the unfinished business that was started by our ancestors and our Pan-African leaders in 1963 when they created the Organization of African Unity.
Wagwan. The day we realize that we are not African or African American, but simply one people, is the same day the world will change. And the world will change forever.
I don't know if it's just me, but every day I wake up as a black woman, I'm like, why am I not visiting Africa more often?
Grand rising kings and queens from Africa and across the ocean, much love and deep respect to every single one of you who have tuned in today's video. Now, whether you are in Nairobi, Atlanta, Accra, Kingston, you are not just watching a video. You are witnessing a shift. You are witnessing a new chapter, a bold awakening. Now, before I begin, I just want to say thank you to all the subscribers, to all the people commenting and sharing my videos and sharing the truth. You are not just part of the YouTube community, you are part of the global family that is finally rising and reconnecting across continents. Now, before I go down deep into commentary, I want to show you videos of Black Americans who have defied all odds and shocked the world in this thing they did or in what they are trying to do, reconnecting back to Africa. I want you to watch these clips first and then we continue.
Welcome to Burkina Faso, and this is country 17 of the 54 countries that I'm visiting in Africa. Burkina Faso has a very interesting history. I am here for about a week and I am looking forward to visiting this very, very beautiful country. Not much known about it, but let's learn the history and appreciate the culture of the Burkinabe. So guys, welcome to country 17, Burkina Faso.
Greetings. So, I am an American, and even though I'm unable to fight in the war in Burkina Faso with President Ibrahim Traoré, I stand with you and I support you, Ibrahim Traoré. Not everyone in America is going for this bullshit. The government has no reason to be or grounds to be trying to take your country's gold and trying to just bully you and bogart and just take what they want, trying to hunt you down, trying to kill you, murder you. I do not agree with it. I do not agree with it. And it's time for all of us to stand up. All, and not just blacks, not just the African diaspora, but everyone. Everyone. We don't have a right. And when I say we, I mean the government. They don't have a right, because I would never do anything like that. I would never do no shit like that. Going over into another country. And then when you can't get what you want, you're going to try to bully them. And then you use little black Uncle Toms to go and do your dirty work. Stand your ground. Burkina Faso, stand your ground. Stand your ground. And I call upon all the African diaspora. All. Help this country. Help. Stop hiding behind your presidential roles and your governmental roles and hiding because you're afraid they might do something to you. They probably put some money in your pocket. Well, it's time to stand up. It's time to let this shit go. It's time to come together. So, Ibrahim Traoré, we love you here in America. We love you and we support you.
I don't know if it's just me, but every day I wake up as a black woman, I'm like, why am I not visiting Africa more often? Like, I look at my face and I look at my friends and I look around me and I'm like, I gotta go to Africa. Like, every day I'm seeing all these white people, so many, by the thousands, the trillions. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. They are everywhere. Man, what would it be like to wake up every day and like everybody is black? And I don't mean just like Atlanta black. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking just black as hell. Just everything black and beautiful. What's going on in Africa? Y'all, I need to go to Africa. Like, my real name is African. My face is African. My skin African. I want to know what's tea about Africa, y'all. Put me on. Where I need to go first. I'm thinking Ghana.
President Traoré, who has led the struggle to complete the unfinished business that was started by our ancestors and our Pan-African leaders in 1963 when they created the Organization of African Unity. During that meeting, they demanded the creation of an Africa that spoke with one voice, an Africa that was united. That journey is yet to be finished. What is happening in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, is just the beginning of a revolution that is way past due for Africa. Africa must unite, and Burkina Faso has shown us the way. They have opened the doors. They have shown us that the bully can be defeated. That no more shall we continue to give up our lunch. That we too need to eat. And therefore, there is no negotiating with the bully. The bully had to go, and Burkina Faso showed us how to do it. So, Mr. President, I bring you your children, descendants of the formerly enslaved. They have waited over 400 years to return the spirits of their ancestors back home to Africa. When the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves, all they ever wanted to do was to come back home to Africa. Each and every one of them that you see, many of them are coming to Africa for the first time. They're bringing with them the spirits of their ancestors to put them to rest here in Burkina Faso. And that's mission number one. Mission number two, we have watched you, Mr. President. You stand for everything that we have hoped for in an African man. Courageous, fearless, and in their faces. France, unapologetically, you told France, pack your bags and go home. You, Mr. President, so we are here. Our third mission is to see what can we do, Mr. President, to play our part in building the Burkina Faso we want.
Welcome back. Now, they never imagined the day like this will come. They never imagined Black Americans will talk to Africans or reconnect with Africans, despite all the lies that are put out there. Still, it is not working. It is not working. When the architects of white supremacy told their lies, when they rewrote our history, when they scattered our people, black people, through the chains of slavery, colonization, and confusion, they were counting on one thing. And this one thing was that we would never find each other again. That's what they thought it would be. But things are changing. The videos I've just played to you are videos of black Americans talking about Africa, coming to Africa, reconnecting to Africa, feeling the joy of coming back to Africa. Now, Ibrahim Traoré, the leader, said that we need to reconnect. And a lot of black Americans bought that. A lot of black Americans followed that spirit of Ibrahim Traoré. And this has shocked a lot because a young leader, 38 years like Ibrahim Traoré, is uniting black Americans to Africans. That's superb. It is superb. That something has happened. It has shocked the confidence of the systems, and they were not prepared for. They were not prepared for. African American descendants of the enslaved, children of the stolen, are now doing something that throws the white system off balance. Oh yes. And that's why I always say I'm so happy to live a day like this, a day that I'm seeing the shift of power, a day that I'm seeing the unity of black people. African Americans or black Americans are responding, and they are watching, and they are moving, not just in thought, but in action. And it's all happening in response of one man right now, one man who has become a symbol of defiance, a symbol of strength and Pan-African's hope. And that is Captain Ibrahim Traoré. I know there's a lot of people who have called for unity and everything, but Ibrahim Traoré stand tall. One thing what made people respond to Ibrahim Traoré, what made black Americans respond to Ibrahim Traoré, is because he is showing, he's talking and showing. France, go. He's doing away with the white supremacy. That is the resistance that black Americans want. Many people in the diaspora didn't know Ibrahim Traoré, let's say 2 years ago or a year ago. But now African Americans are living fast. They are watching this young African leader stand tall in the face of the old European colonial power. They are watching a man who speaks truth with no fear, who defends his people, who rejects exploitation, and who says with his chest, Africa belongs to Africans. And that is all black Americans needed to hear. African belong to Africans. And the system is shocked because black Americans are listening. The system is shocked because black Americans are listening, and they feel something they haven't felt in a long time, connection. They try to disconnect us. They try to erase, not us, but they try to disconnect the blood of black Americans to Africans. They erased memory, they erased history of black Americans. But you know what? With the talking of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, black Americans are now feeling connection. It's not just about Traoré the man, but is what he represents. He is representing something deeper. He represents the Africa they were told not to believe in. He represents the unity they were taught to forget. He represents the resistance they were told was impossible. That's what Ibrahim Traoré is representing, and it is cutting across the oceans. It's going wild. It's burning fire in the forest, dry forest, in the savannah grassland. The fire is going to Kingston, Jamaica, going to Haiti, going to Trinidad and Tobago, all the way to New York City, all the way to Chicago, all the way to Detroit. The fire is burning, and black Americans are responding. And the response alone, it is scaring the hell out of the systems, and empires are trembling and trembling because of this. Let's not act like all act naturally. No. Black Americans were lied for centuries, intentionally. Yes, they were lied intentionally. They were told that Africa was a jungle. Wow. Some lies they used to lie. I don't know, maybe they thought Africans will just be primitive, or I don't know. Or they thought black Americans will never want to try to see this jungle. Even people love jungles. If Africa was a jungle, why are you still coming to the jungle to extract, to exploit, to colonize indirectly? They said Africa is poor, but Africa is the fuel of the world. They said that Africa was savage, that their ancestors sold them They told black Americans that there's nothing to go back to Africa to see. They told black Americans that they were better off being American. And they painted Africa in all sorts of, they portrayed Africa in all sorts of manner. Now, these lies were told not just by white supremacy, but also by the system that pretended to educate, entertain, and protect black Americans. Movies, schools, churches, news media, everything. They used each and every tool to pass their message. Because if black Americans knew the truth, that Africa has always been the source of power, knowledge, and identity, the system will collapse. Why? Because black Americans' greatest fear has always been this, that the most powerful descendant of Africa in the West will one day reconnect with the motherland. That is the fear. And that's why Captain Ibrahim Traoré message is very dangerous. Very dangerous. He's not just speaking to Burkina Faso. He is speaking to Detroit. He is speaking to Harlem. He is speaking to Auckland. He is speaking to Kingston. He is speaking to Grenada, Trinidad. He is speaking to Jamdown. When Traoré speaks, he speaks from a place of fire and love. He calls on Africa to rise. But what makes it powerful is that his message doesn't stop at Africa borders, maybe Kenya or Tanzania. It does not stop there. It goes across the ocean. He says to the diaspora, he's talked to the diasporas, you are a part of this. You are a part of us. You were taken, but you are never lost. That is the message clear of Ibrahim Traoré to the people. And black Americans have heard the call. Oh no, they have heard the call and they are coming in masses. Black Americans have seen how West countries, or how the West continues to humiliate them, continue to rob them, criminalize them, and then gaslight them into thinking they should be grateful. And now, for the first time in generation, they are asking deep questions. And I love the questions that black Americans are asking. What is our future? What if our future isn't in America? Because you can tell, if your future is somewhere, you can tell things are moving. But the future of black Americans in America is they are fighting for positions, fighting and every day, fighting. You don't need to fight for positions in your own home, in your own land, fighting for voting rights, fighting for civil rights, fighting for health care and everything. That shows you maybe this land is not yours. They are asking questions. What if we build with Africa instead of begging in America? And a lot are coming to Africa to build in Africa. They are asking, what if we rise together instead of survive separately? And this is what is the beginning of revolution. And we are seeing the real revolution. On the other hand, white supremacy is not silent. They have panicked. It sees what's happening. It watches the reactions on YouTube and all these other social media. On the ground, things are boiling. It watches as black Americans begin to speak with Africans here in Nairobi, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and Burkina Faso. And it is scary. The system is scared because they know what happens if the connections become real. They know that if black Americans invest in Africa, the continent will rise as fast than the way they can contain it. The system knows that if African Americans leave their labor, their spending power, their talent, and their creativity behind, America will crumble from within. That's why even the white Nebraska farmers, they're complaining because the labor is going. The labor is going. So now they are trying new tricks. And we need to be so much watchful. We need to watch. We need to be so much vigilant. They are pushing fear campaigns. They highlight instabilities. They warn about corruption. They try to turn Africans against black Americans and vice versa. As you have seen the videos we have shown you about African Americans not accepting being Africa, or Africa saying this about African American. But it was not working like it used to be. Right now, people are educated, and this generation is something different because something has shifted. Something has shifted. The people are not listening to white media anymore. The people are listening to each other. If I talk to black American and tell him that you need to come to visit because it's like this, the people listen to each other. We are listening to African Americans telling us not to come in America because of this and this. African Americans are listening leaders like Traoré. They are watching. Yes, a lot of African Americans are watching Ibrahim Traoré, and everything he says, they love it. Now, Let me be clear. Not every African American is packing their bags coming to Africa. That's what, it's not about this. It's not about packing your bag and leaving just overnight, because everyone has his or her own problems, need to sort first, need to be clear clear everything with America so that you move. But it's not about just moving physically. It's about moving spiritually, mentally, and politically. Some are visiting, some are investing, some are organizing, some are defending Africa in global spaces, some are starting Pan-African businesses. Some are exposing lies taught to them since birth. That is all that matters. It's not about packing the bags. Every step taken towards unity is all that it matters. Because they told that we were too far apart. They said, you are not African. That's what they told to Black Americans. You are not African. You don't belong there. You have no roots. But now I see a shift. Black Americans are saying we were stolen, not lost. And they're even showing the world how they are finding their way back. Their DNA saying this. They are showing the world. And I love that. I love that. And I love the fact that Captain Ibrahim Traoré is in the midst of this. Some leaders are politicians, but others are a symbol. Traoré is both a leader and a symbol, or a politician and a symbol. He is young, he is fearless, and he is unapologetically African. He didn't ask for permission. He didn't wait the Western approval. He didn't fold to pressure. He stood tall, and he is doing that against the World Bank, IMF, the white supremacy, and everything. For African American to represent what they have been craving, a leader who doesn't sell out. Because Black American, they fear a leader who is a sellout. And that's why it has been taking a long time for them to come into Africa. Because a lot of leaders from Africa, they're sellouts. I already represent a Black man who defends his people first. A reminder that true power isn't begging to be accepted. It is building your own. Or is building his own. The rising unity that is happening, it is terrifying the oppressors. Let me say this clearly, or let me say this openly. When Africans and African Americans unite, white supremacy dies, that's for sure. And that's why they work overnight to divide us. They call us different. They highlight the worst examples to prove it. But if you look around right now, Africans are welcoming their brothers and sisters. We are doing that. African Americans are buying land in Kenya, Ghana, and etc. I've seen the videos. Black youth on both sides are asking questions, and asking questions is the way to get knowledge. We are demanding the truth. We are taking pride in our own roots. This is not a trend. This is a movement. This is a movement, and it's only just beginning. The future belongs to the unity of Black people. The future is on our own hands. We are not just fighting oppression. We are building liberation. And Captain Traoré lit a fire. But the fire is now being carried across the oceans, across the borders, across language barriers. Black Americans are realizing they are not orphans, they are warriors from a stolen line. Africans right now are realizing that their brothers and sisters in the West are not just victims, they are survivors with a mission. Together, we are unstoppable. And the white world never imagined this would happen, but it's happening. And now, it is too late to stop it. Too late to stop it. Kings and queens, we need to take action. Don't let this video you watch and move on to something. No. Act. Talk to your family. Talk to your brothers and sisters. Research our history, connect with our people, support African business, and visit the continent, defend each other. Let the world know that Africa family is waking up. Let them see what they never thought they will see. A global Black family rising together, defending one another, and rewriting our destiny. Thank you for watching the video. Until next episode, peace out.